Stephen Jules Radio Show.
I don't know what's happened with Rumble lately. The last couple of episodes that I was trying to do, I don't know, just streams gotten shitty or whatever it is. I don't know. I think Rumble need to fix this up because, yeah, it's it's just starting to get annoying. Like try and host a podcast, sit down and have an intelligent conversation. I think it's it's a full moon. On a full moon, on a night of a full moon. Okay. And whenever I'm trying to scroll the internet or whatever, because I'm sitting outside right now with some headphones on, relaxing. Yeah, whenever I try to, I don't know, Rumble's got to fix it, plus the Vodafone tower's gone down for some reason, which is stupid. Yeah, that's just how it is. Okay, how do I open this bloody thing? God's sakes! I'm trying to open this cigar at the same time while I'm on an episode with yous. But a lot's going on in the world lately. There it is. That should be it. Yeah, so I don't know. The Vodafone network was down for some reason because they're doing some upgrades around the local area. Yeah, basically, hang on, trying to open this bloody packaging up and I'm having a hard time with it. Don't you hate that? Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright, hang on a sec, guys. Hang on. Yeah, so basically that's what was happening as well. Shit. Just broken it. Fuck's sakes. Oh, well. Nah, like, the problem with inflation that we have right now going on is obviously the cost of living crisis has become pretty much a huge problem for us. Right now. Oh. Boy. So yeah, that's the issues that we have in Australia with the pandemic that we faced. That's better. Going ahead. Now, part of the process in what we've had to deal with. We've just had a council election recently. And honestly, I guess I'd say, it's helped us to wake up and realize that enough's enough in Australian politics as well. I mean, we pay our hard-earned rate money, okay, and we get nothing out of it. If you get what I mean, all right? Now, cost of living has gone up, of course, because it goes up. Apparently, cost of living goes up every year. Obviously, there's things that I can't control with the cost of living crisis going on. All right, that's better. I was trying to open my packet of my cigar, and I broke the top of it. God, I hate that. Anyone ever done that? Oh no, it looks like my microphone's disappeared. Oh, I'm back. Oh, it's disappeared. Yeah, so I'll just keep it at there. All right. So I don't know what's going on with Rumble. If it disappears, just bear with me, guys, because they need to fix this. Start getting this shit. I just want to sit outside here and just relax. Okay. And look up at the moon, of a full moon we're in now. Yeah, so that's the, I guess, problems that we have right now. That's why I said I did a podcast about always being careful on who we vote for. That's why voting is very important in a society today. No, but the Azerbaijan Grand Prix was an interesting one. I think, well, basically it was that Sergio Perez was in a position for the top 10 to finish, and I don't know, him and was it Carlos Sainz had a crash. I think it basically probably was the second last lap. Again, the track of Azerbaijan's quite big. When you look at it and trying to push those cars to the limit as they can, but yeah, no, it was a great Grand Prix. We've got a new constructors champion, I think. Is it McLaren has started, Lando Norris starting to compete against Max Verstappen. to be the world #1. So it's great to see competitions going on against the Red Bulls, because that's what we need in car racing, of course, is the competition that that we have. I do talk a lot on my show about cost of living problems in Australia as well. Tobacco prices being so overpriced and overtaxed. What else? Rates, councils. I was sad to see the Bulldogs lost by 2 points. I'm actually very proud of how much the side's come a long way this year. They made the finals. This was the first time in 8 years that Canterbury was able to get in the final. So I'm very proud of the team. Good on Cameron Serrato for putting up a fight, going through the tough times. I was looking on was an Instagram today that there was an illegal try from Manly. That some of these referees have no fucking idea what they're doing in the game of rugby league these days. I'm sorry to say, as a spectator, I can see it, but if for some reason the referees always have a problem with the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs for years. I don't know what's caused it, why they don't like it. Josh Adokar apparently having cocaine in his system, and then the media, all the media want to go and stir up a big drama over it, make it out to be a big problem than it was originally. Phil Rothfield from the Daily Telegraph getting involved in business. I don't understand why journalists, and I'm sorry to vent here a bit, but I'm going to have to, want to get involved in other people's business. Jeez, I hate that. Now, I think the club's handled it very well. Okay. The club has handled it very well. However, the way the media does this and gets involved when they start saying one thing, someone says another thing, it becomes a big can of worms that basically just does not get resolved. Now, you tell me how come that should be fair? That's not fair. So that's yeah, the unfortunate circumstances of rugby league in Australia today is how it is. Yes, that's. I don't know where the game's heading, to be honest. I quite enjoy going to the footy. It gets me out of the house. It's something positive. Everyone is going to have a different opinion on the current rugby league product. But yeah, tonight's one of those nights where it's a full moon, and probably why I'm in a bit of a. It's a night for me to get on the podcast here. I tried to record this show, I think 2 days in a row. One when I was riding my push bike. And I don't know, I go back, check the recording on Rumble, and it was just started, it recorded, and then all I could hear was just, it was horrible. Probably because of the network upgrades from Vodafone could have been the cause of the issue of bad connection on Rumble. I don't know. But yeah, it does get pretty much disappointing when you try and create content and just can't get it through as well. But no, the Bulldogs will never give up. They've been through quite a lot of shit as well. In last year, they had a very bad season. Injuries played out, referees rigging games. Now, this incident with Josh Adokar, which is honestly, come on. Now, every NRL club they've all got a policy on how they deal with stuff like this. This is not the first time a player has decided to go and use cocaine. And there's clubs that, what was Phil Gould was saying on the press conferences, there's been many players who have had drug problems, but they keep it quiet and so it doesn't get out to the media. I don't know how this issue got out to the media in the first place. Who leaked it? Because there seems to me some dickhead around is leaking stuff to the media on purpose, or whenever it's Bulldogs drama, because an idea to sell more papers. Man, this is starting to piss me off. All right, I'm getting fed up. So I don't know what's going to happen out of this, what disciplinary actions the club will do. I don't know. Josh Adokar decided to stand himself down for the team, and that was great, so they could just not get distracted by this. You see, the media will do everything they can to throw a football team off their best game. All right? Now, I'm extremely proud, like I said, of Canterbury for making it to the finals, and even just getting to the finals in week 1 was fantastic. Yeah, no, it this should be an interesting. Most likely, from my prediction, recording this now, Penrith may win the comp again. Great. It could be Penrith Panthers and the Melbourne Storms, or Manly has got a chance. You never know how the competition plays out, but I just don't like it when the media want to start bombarding negative press about a club, putting the club down, just so they could sell newspapers and leaking information, personal information out to journalists just to, write an article. Oh, man, where the hell have we gone? Yeah, you just can't trust anyone these days. That's all it is. You just can't trust, because sooner or later people will abuse their authority to spread gossip and rumors about you that aren't true and to put you down. Yeah, that's not good. That is not good. That is really not good at all. Kathleen Folbig, there was a recent article I read in the Daily Telegraph about Kathleen Folbig spending 20 years in jail for a crime she did not commit. Now, apparently what did she write, a 200-page document or something to the Premier Chris Minns of New South Wales about how mistreated in jail, at times got almost bashed to death in there. She almost did. Now, she deserves to be compensated for at least $200 million because for the time that was lost in there. You see, guys, this is 20 years of an innocent woman's life gone. And those 20 years, you'll never get back, ever. You can never get those 20 years back. Okay? And that's quite bad. That's quite bad, and it's quite sad. Yeah, honestly, and there's people that apparently will try to stir up trouble in the street against Kathleen Folbig, who have no idea what they're talking about, and they want to get involved and stir up trouble. That's not cool, and yeah, that's not on, in my opinion. That's bad as well. I don't. Yeah, very bad. So yeah, that's yeah, that's obviously been the justice system. Corrupt. Apparently, she expressed concerns of a trainee. She apparently, this is what I read in the Daily Telegraph as well, that Kathleen Folbig was told to volunteer for a strip search for a new trainee. Obviously, if you read it on the Daily Telegraph online, it goes into a bit more detail than I can. But no, I hope Kathleen Folbig can restore her life and just start fresh. Because, yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't know. There are people sitting in prison, jail, who are innocent. And I don't know what happened with the justice system, and they've been charged for crimes that they did not commit. So that's that's the problems that we face in Australia. and the world. Yeah, but as I'm getting older now, and I'll be 31 this month, which I find age is only just a number. And that moon looks very nice. Looking at those clouds moving. I've started to wake up and find out to basically, I guess, not take things for granted like I used to years ago. Years and years ago. Hopefully you guys can hear me well while I'm recording this, because apparently Vodafone said, the networks would be that the networks would be up and running by today properly. Because there's nothing worse when a telecommunications company decides to go and do upgrades or work and you pay for a service and you're getting crap delivered to you. So that's that's the problems we face right now. It's 2024. We're in September 2024 as I'm on my journey. My journey has just been interesting. But every day's a new day. Quite enjoy sitting outside on a Monday night as I'm recording this show on Rumble. Hopefully the audio is going to be fine the third time round. God, I hope so, because I really enjoy just being able to sit and just have a talk to these all over the world. Because that's what I do. No, other than that, video game wise, I've really been enjoying Grand Theft Auto 5. You guys have got to play Grand Theft Auto 5. I don't know, that game today still sells so much copies. It's just amazing as to how how far it's come as well. Definitely Trevor's one of the most funniest characters you can have too. Yeah, Trevor's funny. He's funny as hell. Trevor. Hey, Trevor! Yeah, when you play with that those hillbilly blokes. God, that's funny. That's funny as hell. No, but it's it's just nice to sit outside and sort of reflect on what's going on in the world today. I wanted to bring up about inflation and the destruction inflation has caused to the Australian economy, mainly in Australia, I've noticed. The cost of living crisis, yes, did hit the whole world, but for some reason, inflation here really went up, jacked the prices up. I mean, everything's gone up. Nothing that I can do to control it. But for me, I mean, I will tell everyone listening now that the next federal election for Australia, it's like I talked about the council election last week because that's important. That's more going on in your local area. And there's things that I've seen that are not being done. Whenever you vote in your next federal election, have a look at these last 4 years for the Albanese government of what's the destruction of inflation has done to the Australian economy. Have a look at how much you were paying, say, when Scott Morrison was Prime Minister. Everyone's entitled to vote for who they want. I respect that. Now, I'm talking about food, coffee, tobacco, alcohol, because a schooner now, if you go to a pub in Circular Quay, you're going to be paying roughly $15 for a schooner. I remember a schooner used to cost 10. And then people think twice and have to make that sacrifice on, well, I have to sacrifice going out to nightclubs, pubs, clubs, because they're just going to jack everything up. And a lot of rural areas of Australia, guys, a lot of clubs, like a country pub that you love, because you got a lot of remote communities and they have their places they go, and you know the locals. They're going to close, and they're closing because it's just it's costing the owner of the business too much. Just to have what can I say? A bar open. And that, to me, is pretty harsh to do that to small business owners as well. Now, for me, I've noticed too that you see like big tech corporations, basically trying to sell us TVs and all this technology and crap. But how is that going to help the economy, benefit the economy? And we've talked about inflation before. We're talking about what's causing inflation. Yes, the invasion of Ukraine under Vladimir Putin is when gas prices started. And as far as I know, that war's still going on. A war can go on for years. I will speak a bit about. I'd like to speak some stuff about Guantanamo Bay as well in this show, about war as well and the American government. Um, but yeah, that's what's caused inflation, natural disasters. Apparently, supply and demand is another cause of inflation. I don't know. I've heard too much money in to spend. There's a lot of things. And economists, see, if you read Forbes Advisor, they're very they've got good information and they explain it properly. They're a good researching tool. I never thought that streaming services were going to go up in price. I can remember first looking at Netflix and it was like, oh, $9.99 a month. It was, yeah, I was happy to pay that at the time. But then they decided to, I think they put it up to 15 if you get no advertising. But back then, I didn't see it like it is now. So again, the streaming companies have control of everything and can take shows down whenever the hell they want, which is bad. I don't have any Spotify or Tidal. I don't have any KO Sports or Foxtel. For me, I just subscribe to the Sony network and Audible. At least that's education. Every now and again. But I was listening to an audiobook on Audible about it was Letters from Guantanamo Bay. If you know what Guantanamo Bay was and how the American, partly the Bush administration, signed off on torture programs that were breaching the Geneva Convention, and there were detainees. Some detainees were just regular civilian people, and they were not convicted of a crime. And the problem was, and the torture program didn't work because psychologists can tell you as to why it failed. When you're constantly, I don't want to, when you're waterboarding someone, you're sleep depriving someone, you're beating them up, and then and of course they're going to crack and then confess to crimes that they didn't do. So partly it was the Americans were cooking up all these stories and getting detainees to confess to stuff they did not do, and there was no proof. And then taking basic everyday items away. Now, just think about it. You're locked in a cage. Someone's shining a light on you 24 hours a day. You can't sleep. It's been documented. Even on WikiLeaks can go into it. And I do believe that we need to know about what Guantanamo Bay was. So this is what I'm not, well, yeah, this is where I'm a bit, could say I'm not impressed as to the way the George Bush government handled the CIA torture program. It didn't work. It only left people, detainees. Now, yes, there were detainees that were very bad people, but there was detainees that were just, like I said, civilians, and they had no charge against them. Yeah, it's you can do more research into Guantanamo Bay when you have time, and you gotta look into this stuff because we have the right to know what's going on. Nah, that's politics. Again, war is profit, and I'll tell people, do not join the Defence Force. Do not join, because you're just treated like a number, and the media attacks that are put onto veterans, and there's no help and support for any of our veterans. Veteran affairs, it's bad. It's very bad. But yeah, look, guys, that's the world we live in. Obviously, the destruction of inflation in Australia. Like I said, a cup of coffee now. I've paid $6. There's some places charging $6.50 and up for a small cappuccino with almond milk. Now, yeah, is coffee starting to get overpriced? I like to have coffee. I enjoy it. For me, it helps. It helps with caffeine's great. Need my caffeine. But I just want you guys to think that there's a lot of bullshit that politicians talk on television. And when politicians lie, look for the signs that they're talking bullshit. Okay? Because you spend your hard-earned money and nothing is being done. So somehow this has got to end. False promises, lying to the people, not telling people what's going on, really. I want to talk about the Badgerys Creek Airport. Now there's problems with how they're going to decide the flight paths going on. Some councils are saying that it's going to disturb wildlife in the Blue Mountains. People are poor planning of transport. So this project has been going on for years, and I just take it like a grain of salt. It's like the new Metro line service, apparently there's problems with it. And the previous state government bought out a lot of businesses around Circular Quay, St. James Museum, Town Hall, just to build this underground tunnel. I mean, they were in talks for all this stuff for years. Look, all I could say, guys, is just vote carefully, choose wisely in who we are voting for, because we're going to be putting up with them for the next 4 years of our lives today. So, Rishi Sunak is not the Prime Minister of the England anymore. He was voted out. Kind of saw it. Speaking of, UK, Nigel Farage apparently got someone threw milk on him, which is stupid. Um, but the one question I will ask my viewers: do you believe that the Australian government is stealing from us by overpricing alcohol and cigarettes? I'll let uh, I'll let you decide on that. Now, are they doing it because they know people get hooked and people need it so they can take more from the taxes? Or is it a good thing that they try to, more so tobacco products in Australia than alcohol? That do you believe that the government is overtaxing to get people to quit? That's a question. I'll leave it up to you guys to answer that. Yeah, guys, I hope you've enjoyed tonight's podcast. I'm looking at those clouds. They look funny. Wow. Yeah, it's just interesting what you can learn by doing research and going to search for the answers, and yeah, just I guess opening up your inner seeking knowledge about what has been happening. I don't know how long the war in Ukraine will last. I talked to people who lived under the Paul Keating government where apparently interest rates were 19% and there has been inflation before. Um, Again, whenever the Reserve Bank of Australia meets, they're the ones that decide on the interest rate. It was at 2 to 3% when ScoMo was Prime Minister and Donald Trump was able to get a good deal for your gas prices, your electricity, whatever, food. But no, everyone's got a different opinion to mine, and I just believe we need more better world leaders. Like the problem with the defense force now is veteran suicide, which is very. It's just, to me, that's just how can our governments just let that happen and not care about veterans. That's the problem with veteran affairs. You're just a number. You're just a number to them. So that's these problems that are happening in Australia in politics take so long to get things done. NDIS, as I said, Bill Shorten, he's deciding to retire. Do I think he should? No. I think Bill Shorten should stay in politics, but it's his choice at the end of the day. I thought he was doing a good job on the National Disability Insurance Scheme, cracking down on price gouging and evil crooks involved who are ripping off Australians with disabilities, and because people with disabilities have a right to be successful in the world, okay? And dodgy NDIS companies not taking care of patients, even the my aged care. Basically, you can't really rely on government services in Australia. It's not a luxury service, and it's a lot. It becomes pretty much a shit fight for all the people on the NDIS. I'll speak mostly about that because the the services that they provide, it's not to really what you need, your expectations. And I just get sick and tired of having to talk, what can you be covered for, what it falls under, and then it's a huge, massive document that people just can't understand how. Of course you can't understand, and no wonder why people get very angry with caseworkers and go off their head. But I hope the NDIS scheme can improve in the long term, but the way it started out was just it was horrible. I know from personal experience. That's been my journey through the scheme of the NDIS. But no, I guess it's just important to, just if it's what you want to get, you just got to keep on pursuing it. Again, they have a huge backlog of people. It took me to get, because I was on the National Disability Insurance Scheme, but then I got fed up with it and I ceased from it. And then it was 2-3 years later, then I thought, look, might as well try, and hopefully things were improved. It took 3 months to and then to get that approved and find a provider. But really, honestly, have they promised me to achieve all my goals? No, they haven't. It's important for people to share their experience on the National Disability Insurance Scheme, because people need to have help. That's all from me today, guys. Please subscribe to the Stephen Shields radio show. Turn on your notifications. New podcasts are available every Friday at 6 p.m. Sydney, Australia time. Also share any of your favorite episodes on social media so more people can listen to it. Bye for now.